Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to the Ripple Effect server. So last episode we finished up the island here, placing all these trees and bone meal and flowers everywhere, and aside from 2 farms underground, for all intents and purposes, the base is done. And I figured it'd be maybe good to get away for a little while since, I've spent a lot of my time here and I think I need like a little break just to get away from a bit. So I'm completely alone on this island. There is nobody else here. The only other people that are here are non-living, tiny little server members that are my only friends. So as if I didn't need any more seclusion, we're going to go deep into the wilderness and go on somewhat of a little silent retreat. So in case you don't know what that is, basically it's like a vacation, holiday, whatever you want to call it, where you do not speak at all. It's completely silent and it's just you alone with your thoughts. So yeah, I'm going to gather some supplies and head out. So I guess, yeah, I should probably be quiet now. Surprise, it's me talking. I know I said I wasn't, but something has gone wrong basically. So I was using Replay Mod to record all of the clips to get it from a different perspective, third person type of thing, make it a bit cooler. And whilst I did check that the clips were recording, I know that they were. Basically, for some reason, they just stopped halfway through. Well, not even halfway through, like after 4 clips maybe. And I didn't think to check again. I thought 4 was enough, or however many times I tested before that. Anyway, I'm sort of rambling on a bit, but nonetheless, everything I've just been doing for the past however long is entirely pointless, and this episode is going to have to take a very quick change of direction because I'm not doing this again. So pretty much, I had not necessarily a script because there was no talking, but I've got a whole book here filled with a diary, and I don't know why it's highlighting this. Yeah, it was gonna be a fun episode, and it's just really frustrating. But I still wanna show you what I did anyway, because it's kind of cool looking. So pretty much the gist of it was I was gonna move out here and then enjoy life as a simple man, a man of the wild, and slowly as the days went on, I hear noises. Get bored of my life and return back to luxury on the island. Yeah, it was a really fun idea. I'm very salty if you can't tell. So this is a nice little house. I'll show you it anyway, even though this is really going to be entirely pointless now. I don't really know what any of this is, to be honest, just some interior work. Then out the back here we got a nice little farm. I was harvesting these crops every day. It was so fun. And then I made like a little stone cutting area, fenced off a cave because I kept struggling with monsters, because I was filming this all without any armor on. I risked my life for this episode. Okay, I'm being purposely salty at the moment. It's not really that much of a big deal. But yeah, so there's that. I went and found this wolf. We went hunting every day. That was also fun. A little campfire out here, and this is meant to be an outhouse. Basically, it's all chucked together like this because I had to build it really quick in an emergency after eating some bad meat. And down there, well, I'm sure you can figure out what that's meant to be. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing for the past couple of hours, plus however long it took me to plan it, because when I do episodes like this, or lack of episodes at the moment, I sort of plan very monotonously what's going to happen and everything that's going to go down. And so basically I've just wasted a bunch of time, and I'm going to head back to the island and figure out what to do with the rest of the episode. But I guess this will just have to be my home away from home. So we're back at the base now, and I think I've decided on what I want to do with today's shambles of an episode, and we're really going to switch up the gears, and we're going to make an iron farm. So about 20 minutes ago, as I record this, spooky noises, Ilmango has released an iron farm design for 1.14.3. Now we're in 1.14.2, and that's because we're waiting on Optifine to be updated before we update ourselves, but I'm sure at some point or another we will actually get to 1.14.3, so there really is no harm in just go ahead and building it, I guess. Maybe avoiding some of the main components like the villagers and zombies needed. But yeah, I can just go ahead and build it, right? I didn't see why not. So I I can't remember which offshoot is the bad one. I think it's this one that has like a giant water ravine right behind it, so we're not going to use that one. And yeah, I guess I'm just going to gather some supplies and start putting some things together and get digging. So it's actually been a couple days since I recorded that last clip. I just didn't feel like playing Minecraft anymore that day, so instead I started the Red Dead Redemption 2 single player once again. So if I disappear for a month like last time, then, well, you know why. But this video doesn't go out for a couple of weeks, so I should be good. Anyway, let me show you what I've done. So something really nice about this is the tunnel is so much shorter than the rest. Like, it's, yeah, we're here already. The usual ones go on much further than that, and they're really tedious to make because it's all just slabs and stairs. But this is a nice little short tunnel, got a bit of a bend to it, which is a bit different, I suppose, and leads to this room, which oh, I should say, I've just done the storage room. Basically, the farm isn't actually done. I still need to do that. So this is where the iron golems are going to fall. I will put a lava, like some buckets of lava up there so they burn. And then their iron will flow through the water streams. Although it's not too great of a view, you can still just about see it. And into the most likely overkill storage system, I think. 50 double chest worth is probably overdoing it a bit, bearing in mind we only get 500 iron per hour with this farm, I think. So, yeah, I might have gone a bit overkill with that, but anyway. I've put a bunch of blast furnaces on the floor, and each of these take like 5 iron to make, so it's probably going to take me a couple of hours to even make back the cost of the floor. But yeah, and I've also chosen to do some red concrete because we needed some sort of color in this room, because as you can tell, it's incredibly grey, but I've done red concrete because of the poppies, so that makes sense, right? Yeah, so I think that's all really to say. Now I need to dig out another area up the top there and start building the iron farm, although I should say we are still in 1.14.2. I may have carved out a little too big of a room for the farm, but I kind of want it to be safer rather than sorry, so this is the farm. It's not currently functioning at the moment. I've still got to add in 7 very important components in the shape of 3 villagers over here, 3 villagers over there, and a zombie in the middle. I've just realised I'm missing 2 slabs as well. There's going to be some slabs up there to keep the villagers still and not escape, but they're not there right now, so that doesn't really matter. I'm a bit worried I'm not meant to be building this underground, but since villages don't need doors to be a village anymore, they need beds, right? It shouldn't matter, I guess. I don't know, I guess we'll find out once we're updated to 1.14.3, and this, fingers crossed, should be working when we get everyone in place. But yeah, that's what we're going to do for that. For now, we'll return to it later on in the episode. How do I get out? Over here? Yes, made a little entrance. There we go. Oh, okay, let's do that again. Made a little shift, just hole in the wall temporarily. So this episode really isn't going to how I thought it was going to be going, so I figured let's just go the whole way and finish up the base entirely here. Call the island done. Again, as I said last episode, not meaning we can't add anything else, just, yeah, all wrapped up if I wanted it to be. Let's add a farm here. So the only issue is, with this walkway here, behind this wall there is a water ravine somewhere. I don't exactly know where, but I don't think I'm going to be able to build a big farm unless I wanted to drain it, which I really don't. And honestly, there's not many farms left that I actually want to build ever on the server, or at least none that would have really much purpose to me. So whatever we decide to put down this walkway really is not going to be much use. So my first thought was to make a chorus fruit farm before realizing that they really only have 2 uses. Purple blocks, which I use very rarely, and end rods, which aren't exactly difficult to come by in the end cities, and they're really not very expensive to make. So that would be a big waste of time, so let's not do that. I'm a bit scared where we're going to end up. Okay, outside the storage room. So we're going to do a sweet berry farm instead, because we all know how useful these things are, and thankfully I know a guy who knows how to make a berry farm. And that guy is me, yes. So I have a berry farm tutorial on my channel, and if you haven't seen it, well, I can't really show you the farm here because it's kind of hidden away behind all of this, but pretty much the way it works is you press this button, and this works like a lever. I don't quite know how I managed to do this. I just did some redstone magic with some pistons and redstone blocks, and It ended up working as a lever would. Anyway, so then it pushes a piston up to face with an observer on the end of it, which faces another observer, which makes an observer clock, which then makes, ow, this dispenser click like that. So all you have to do is just, you need to have berries in your hand, you just need to hold right click, and minus the lag, you get a lot of berries. So if for whatever reason we need that many berries, we now have a farm for it, so I guess that's kind of cool. Oh, also, these blocks up here are actually the underside of smithing tables, which looks really cool. Some of the new blocks, like the composter, the loom, there were some other ones. They have really cool bottoms of the blocks, which can make some quite cool ceiling designs. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that real quick because it's kind of my favorite part of this room. It's like the whole reason I wanted to make the berry farm, just for this. So now that we've got the berry farm done, let's just do a quick recap of all of the 12 farms that we've made at our base. Yeah, it's really kind of nice to see an item frame on every single walkway. It's been empty for a while now and kind of satisfying to see it done. So of course we've got the berry farm. Over here is my potion brewery place, which has a netherwort farm involved. This is my tree farm, not automatic. I would like an automatic one, but manual is fine. This is my pumpkin pie farm, which is like out of commission at the moment. I think the only thing working over there is maybe the eggs. I think I actually broke everything over there, so that doesn't really work anymore, but I'm just keeping it there anyway. Then we got creeper farm here for gunpowder, our wool farm of course, which is producing a lot. It's doing really well. This is all of my like wheat, carrot, potatoes, and sugarcane, all of which are broken aside apart from the sugarcane, or broken or turned off. And then over here we've got our super smelter, which has a kelp farm involved, which is what powers all of it. This is my cake farm, which I'm not cake man. This is the bone meal farm, which same as the wool farm is doing really well. I have a lot to spare. The iron farm, of course, and our bamboo farm, which I haven't actually checked in some time. That could be overflowing. Can you see it in the top left? 1.14.3. Oh yeah, we've got it up and running. I've moved the villagers and the zombie over, which was a huge pain in the butt, honestly. I'm not really wanting to do that again anytime soon, but let me just show you here as proof, just in case you don't believe me for some reason. Hopefully they're still here. Fingers crossed. Yep, so you can see 3 of them up there. There's, what do they call him? Mark, I think, for some reason. Mark the zombie, and yeah, 3 more over there, but these guys were a pain. I didn't really do it in a smart way. I probably should have been more organized about it, but nevertheless it works, and the iron golems are spawning is fine. All of this redstone works wonderfully, and yeah, I haven't had any iron golems spawn where they shouldn't be. Is that one just falling there? Hang on, let's go down. It is, you can hear it burning. Oh my god, I've only seen this happen once. 2 of them! Oh, fantastic. It's really, really nice to see this working. But yeah, I haven't had any spawning where they shouldn't be, so fingers crossed all should be a-okay. We can see some of the iron flowing by that side. It really hasn't been running for too long, like, I don't know, half an hour maybe, probably not even. So that is actually really good. Not that I really need iron, but yeah, we've got it anyway. So I'm going to do a bit of AFKing, I think, and just see what the rates are like. That wasn't quite as plain sailing as I was hoping it to be. So I have encountered a couple of issues during my AFK time. The first thing is they kept spawning on these 4 blocks right here. That goes up and down, that's why that's there, and that observer block extends outwards. So these 4 half slabs are necessary, but they didn't get shown in the tutorial. So pretty much iron golems kept spawning there, and one of them actually managed to kill Mark. So this is now Mark 2. There's probably a pun in there somewhere. But yeah, see, as you can see, it goes up, and I don't really see how the farm works, to be honest. Anyway, so it wasn't too tedious getting him back in place, but yeah, he's there. There also used to be all glass around here, but they occasionally spawned like within the glass and just stood there, and I don't think iron golems carry on producing when there's one like alive in the vicinity. So I pretty much just changed these out with solid blocks, so that if they do spawn in there, not that I've noticed that they have, they will just suffocate. But I'm not sure how long I've actually been AFK due to all the problems, and obviously, as I said, when one's up there, none spawn at all. So I've got a good amount, but I don't really know how long that is particularly. There's a significant amount more that side as well. I don't know if I've set up the hoppers wrong or something. Anyway, yeah, so I'd say pretty good functioning iron farm. I think I'm all set with this one. As I record this, the date is actually the 2nd of July, which means a new month, and we all know what that means. A new oof, okay, I'm bad. A new spoils container. I have actually had a peek in this one because I can't help myself as per usual. So this is everything we've got. A whole bunch of exciting things, all related to music, which you may be able to tell. And yeah, so let's give this a read. Minecraft is a game where you can create, see... Oh, wow, I've messed up already. From the top. Minecraft is known as a game where you can see and create pretty builds and complicated contraptions, but is not limited to the sense of sight. You can also add many sounds, organized or not, to your builds. To encourage you to go down this path, we decided to make this month all about sounds and music. So we decided to turn this month's container into a music creation contest. Using the blocks included and nothing else, your task is to make some awesome piece of music you can create. I read that sentence wrong, I'm pretty sure. Don't worry if you don't know anything about music, I do not. Our judges don't either, and Decoy isn't a part of this contest, so you don't stand a chance. Thank God, because he would destroy us all. And don't worry, and worry not, you're cowbell enthusiasts, there is plenty of the stuff. I think that's just the bell, is the cowbell? I don't really know. I'm a huge non-know-it-all about music and note block stuff in this game. So here are the rules. We have to include one explosion of TNT. So yep, do it in water, otherwise we will regret it. We have to shoot the bell with an arrow, which I think is the cowbell. I'll have to do some testing for this. There are 32 spare note blocks, and if you don't put a block below it, they make a harp noise. So an air block. You have to use each sound... Oh god. I try to do this every single month and I fail every single time at reading. It's not my strong suit. You have to use it. You have to use each sound block included at least once, so we have to use every certain type of instrument. You may not use more sound blocks than what is included, including the harp sounds. So only what we've got in the box, basically. You are strongly encouraged to use as much cowbell as you can. Using the jukebox is optional, so yeah, we can play our 13 disc with a comparator. Don't know how to do that, but I can always mess around with it. So yeah, we got all the contents here. A bunch of exciting things, which I am gonna mess around with and see what I can create. I probably should find a place to do it first. Maybe I'll do it underneath Albany's Svalbard vault, possibly. Right, okay, before we get into this, I just want to say that in my many years of playing this game, not once have I tried to use note blocks before to make anything really. Maybe I've made a doorbell at some point in my life, but creating a piece of music, yeah, I've not really even ever come close to that. So apologies for what you're about to hear, but I've made a little lever behind the box, put the book in there as well, which opens up over here, and I've just made a little room inside holds an absolute abomination. So yeah, well, I recorded it earlier, so I'll play that view in a second. I was getting some lag issues, so it took several attempts, like a good 10 or 12 attempts, until I got it all without like there being a lag spike, and then the note blocks would like jump and then they'd all play together. You probably know what I mean by that. But I think I may have cheated a little bit over here. Basically, I was trying to make the TNT dispenser and this dispenser go off at the same time using repeaters, but I have no idea how to do that. I just couldn't get it to work. So I've had to use some redstone here. I hope that's okay, not really breaking the rules too much, fingers crossed. But I believe every other rule I have followed, there is every type of note block here. So, oh well, what was in the chest anyway. So, yeah, you might not even want to listen to this, but here you go. A true spectacle, an absolute masterpiece, wouldn't you say so? Yeah, that is definitely one for the musical history books. Good or bad? Well, bad. Yeah, definitely bad. As I said, I've never done anything like this before. I honestly had no idea where to start, and I think that's fairly obvious. I sort of just went for it. I didn't plan anything at all. I just started placing the blocks down, and I had a little cowbell solo over here. This was just randomly clicking the blocks and seeing what happened. But, you know, it may not be good, but it's my song and I really like it. You know what? No, that's a lie. I really hate it, but it's still my song. I've just done one last thing before we end off today's episode, so let's go in first person and get out of that blue box. I've added 2 new heads to the island here, so I managed to get Easternigger's Cat and HB Dev's heads actually fairly quickly. They weren't as much of a grind as some of the other ones, Cough Cough Sins. So I've placed them in the Modern Art Museum. They can be our art specialists, tour guides. Not that you really need a tour guide. This museum isn't exactly very big. But yeah, so I placed them here. I didn't really know where else to put them. I didn't have too much room. I really like Dev's skin, by the way. He's got a mask. It's not actually a head. It's really cool looking. Yeah, they're both creepers. I've just realized that. Fits really well. So yeah, that's what I've done. I managed to break my villager, who had a really good Silk Touch trade, in the process of getting the name tags I need for these guys. So maybe at some point in the future we can make a villager trader something farm. I don't really know how any of the new stuff works with villagers, so that might be not quite as simple as I'm hoping, but that's actually going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.